Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for the sign of Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Scorpio, I'll be doing a love reading for you today. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate all of the support and the feedback that I have received. It's only been a week or so that I've had this channel, and I'm really feeling a lot of gratefulness, so thank you so much for that. Please do hit the notification button, the little bell next to the subscribe button on the YouTube page, so that you can be notified whenever I post new readings. Also, one note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never ever reach out to you first to solicit any private readings. I do offer private readings. That information can be found in the About section on my YouTube page, but I will never ever reach out to you first. So I am using the Tarot of the Abyss for your reading today, which is an amazing black and white deck, and the Wild Unknown Alchemy for your Oracle card. I'll pull 4 cards for the base spread and 4 cards for your clarifiers in love. This could be romantic love, familial love, could be friendship, self-love. I just call it a love reading. I don't know what's going to come out, but something's going to happen today. So I hope you're doing well, Scorpios. I just got this blast of warmth because the sun, it's been kind of cloudy. And I just got this blast of warmth from the setting sun. It's golden hour where I am. And it came out for your reading. The last time I did a Scorpio reading, it was dark and broody and rainy, and it wasn't like this. So, has the tide shifted for you, Scorpio? I don't know. I hope so. Let's do it. Cards have been pre-shuffled. Well, okay. Scorpio, I hope that you all are doing well and that you took advantage of the Lionsgate portal that happened a few days ago. I hope that you manifested to your heart's delight. All right, 8 cards are out on the table. Here we go. In your current circumstances, 3 of Pentacles. Pentacles are earth energy in the tarot. They represent how we interact with each other in the world, the 3D material world, all of our opportunities and finances and earthly concerns. Something was saying my health. You know, this, on first impression, this card would seem to suggest a kind of direness, like reaching up for a lifeline. But I didn't see it actually as you kind of trying to climb up. I almost saw it as you pulling something down. Pulling something down. Oh, Spirit just rang my ear. They confirmed that. Wow, that, it always, Spirit, you always surprise me when you do that. Pulling something down. I'm hearing heave ho, heave ho. Very hard work, collaboration. This energy, right? There are at least 2 people in this depiction trying to help. There's a card of, it's a card of collaboration. So in your current circumstances, you know, maybe you're trying to work with somebody to make something happen. I don't know if this is referring to a romantic interest or a partner where you're trying to devise a plan of action. Or if it's for somebody who's like a crush, you know, maybe it's kind of, you're proposing something to collaborate with them on a project, or if it's like a coworker, maybe you are saying, hey, you know, do you want to go out together sometime? You want to grab a bite to eat? Do you want to take a walk? Do you want to, let's do something together, It's clarified, though, by the Two of Pentacles. So we have the 3 and the 2. Two of Pentacles talks about, sometimes it could be a little bit of back and forth. This is the same person, but it's almost like slow-mo. Like, this is the after effect of debate, kind of juggling. I could do this or I could do that. What is that song? You could get with this or you could get with that, or whatever that song is. Maybe that's relevant for somebody. But it's contemplation energy. So maybe you're kind of mustering up the energy or mustering up the courage to express yourself, to maybe go beyond expressing yourself to actually doing. It's not good enough to just say, hey, do you want to hang out sometime? It's let's make a plan. We're going to meet at this place. We're going to do it. But there could be some contemplation like, I don't know, am I ready for this? Will they even be interested? Do they even care? That kind of thing. Maybe you're kind of trying to reach down and bring down like a manifestation. This reminds me now, I don't see it on the table, but it reminds me of the Magician card. Because in a traditional Rider-Waite tarot, the Magician card is, he has like a wand in his hand, and it's like pointing up and down. He's pointing the wand up and he's pointing his other hand down. So it's kind of like as above, so below. As above, so below. Kind of Hermetic principle, right? If you can see it in your mind, you can have it in your hand. And it's kind of like as above, so below. It's almost like you're reaching towards spirit and trying to, like a kite almost. It's like it's been floating up in the air and you're just trying to reel it back in, bring it down to where you are, make it real for you. I keep looking at this crystal that I have. It's like many faceted. It's kind of cathedral-like, raw. I believe this is amethyst and quartz. So I was called to show this to you. Kind of things are raw, right? I have a lot of polished crystals, but this is actually a raw point. This was not polished. This is how it grows in the earth. And so it's kind of like diamond in the rough. Something right now, maybe you're feeling like that. Maybe you're feeling like they're like that. Diamond in the rough. That you have to, there's some idea of just, there's a little bit of toil. There's a little bit of hard work involved. It's not the Eight of Pentacles, which would be the card of investment and hard work. But I'm feeling it with this card. I'm feeling like if you were bringing down a kite, this kite would be the size of Montana. It would just be such a huge thing. Or maybe this is your perception that in your current circumstances, it's larger than life. This person, this energy that you're so attracted to, a little larger than life. But what I want to caution you against, right? It's not larger than you. Don't debate that. Because we could look at it as that same thread that either you're perceiving as it being something that's larger than life, or it could just be like a little yo-yo. Something that's on the end of a little yo-yo, right? It's all about your perspective on it. I feel like Spirit is kind of wanting to remind you of that nobody's larger than life when it comes to you, Scorpio. That's for sure. I mean, that's not even possible, right? So what are your challenges right now? Well, Major Arcana, you got the World card in the reverse. I'm going to cover this up just because YouTube has rules. I'm going to cover this up. It is kind of in a baby with its birthday suit on. And this very powerful, all-seeing eye. I want to think of it as kind of a third eye energy here inside of an infinity symbol. The World card is a card of completion. think of the World card as a chapter closing. So when I read tarot, when I read privately for people and the World card comes up, I always ask them to imagine, right? So imagine I'm asking you, name the top 3 seminal moments in your life, like the top 3 most influential and life-changing moments. You could probably name those moments. And then I would say, think about who you became after that pivotal moment. The whole world changed for you, right? You became a different person, an elevated soul, because then you had that experience under your belt. So think of the World card as chapters that you can go back and look at in hindsight and say, wow, I'm so glad that chapter is closed, or wow, that was a great chapter in my life. It's a closure. The issue though here as a challenge is that it's in the reverse. So Spirit is kind of letting me know that there is a chapter in your life that you have found it difficult to let go of. Perhaps an old flame, or an old expectation of love is what I just heard. Maybe there's something that you wanted in a partner when you were younger, and it's almost like you misled yourself. It's not, that was never in your best and highest good. Maybe you thought you wanted it because everyone else around you had it. That's just an example. Take it as it resonates. There's something here that is still pending with regards to your heart. And it's really important that you do your best to take a look at it, because otherwise we can't move forward, right? Page of Pentacles clarifying that energy. Page of Pentacles, here we see him kneeled by the base of a tree. There's like a key on the tree, a skeleton key. Skeleton keys for me specifically represent a connection between you and your higher self. It's almost like, is he burying that key, the key to buried treasure? Is he using that key to unlock something? Page of Pentacles is a curiosity, but it's also a card of welcoming in something new in terms of an opportunity. So it's a small thing. It's still forming. Pages in student energy, they're still learning. It's an immature energy. So you got this card in the reverse, kind of representing to me that until you can find your closure in some chapter, you won't even really be able to take a first step forward into offering something to someone else, even if it's the little, should I ask them out? Should I talk to them? What should I do? Even that's just, we're all adults here, hopefully. And, I'm in my 40s now, my mid 40s. And what I've learned growing up is, all those times when I was too scared to talk to men or whatever, because I was shy, or I didn't think I was pretty enough or interesting enough. That's all BS. It really, really is. First of all, everybody's in their own little world and they don't care. They're just trying to figure themselves out. And if they look like they have it all together, they don't. I mean, they might have a lot together, but they don't. No one has it all together, right? So it's kind of getting out of that headspace where you think, oh my gosh, I have nothing to offer. They've got everything. They represent everything. I have nothing to offer. Now, I'm not saying you feel that way, and I'm definitely not saying that that's true, but it's kind of how you see yourself. But in this challenge position, with the Page of Pentacles in the reverse, it's kind of like you're stuttering over your words. Like you can't even make that first gesture of a hello, because it seems too difficult. It seems like you're trying to kind of, now I'm seeing like a clipper ship and trying to hoist the masts. I don't know the boating references, but like you're trying to bring the sails down or trying to bring them up, or you get the picture. I'm belaboring the point. It'd be good to quiet the mind at this time to figure out what it is that I'm referring to. Maybe you already know. Maybe the moment I said there's a chapter you haven't closed, whatever that thought was that came right into your head, that's the one I'm talking about. Three of Swords is your strength, which is quite spectacular. Three of Swords is one of the hardest cards in the tarot. It is in the upright though, so that's a good thing as far as I'm concerned. Three of Swords is a card of heartbreak and sadness and sometimes depression, feeling kind of despair. You know, but Spirit is putting this in your strength column. This came out for your strength. Because now you understand, oh, that was just temporary. You know what? It's not written in stone. It doesn't have to be my reality. They're just thoughts. They're just feelings. And I can let them, I can open up my mind space and just let them fly out. Yes, there may have been regret, or the word I wanted to say was humiliation. Maybe some part of you, something happened in your past and it humiliated you and embarrassed you. They embarrassed you. You embarrassed yourself. I'm not sure. But you don't have to hold on to that energy. You're a human being, and maybe you made a mistake. Maybe sometimes we don't listen to our instincts, especially when it comes to love. I don't know a single human being that hasn't made the wrong choice in love at least once in their life. So no one can sit there and judge you for it. And if they do, they can go talk to somebody else, right? You're realizing now that just because that was your past story doesn't mean it needs to be your present story, and that's a good thing. Three of Swords will eventually turn into the Four of Swords. Four of Swords represents rest and recuperation. This card is clarified by the Eight of Swords in reverse. This came out in the Pisces reading, but in the upright, you may have Pisces placements. You might want to watch that reading. Eight of Swords in the upright is a card of anxiety, self-imposed bondage, as we can see here. She's wrapped up in the chaos, kind of her own thoughts. It's like her hair is taking over. But you got this in the reverse. So any anxiety that you felt regarding this issue of the past is starting to release. It's like at Halloween time when, you know, the mummies we see cartoons and movies and pictures of mummies, and they've always got that one little piece of like gauze or whatever, linen or whatever the mummies are wrapped up in. They've always got that one little trailing piece. It's always kind of just hanging there. It's like, what would happen if I just yanked on that piece, and would there be anything underneath that mummy, right? I don't know why that's relevant, but it feels as though there's an unraveling happening, and it's a good thing. It's another form of release. This is your strength. Spirit is saying this is your strength. It's just really, really give yourself a break, Scorpio. Like, just let go of that. Let go of that feeling that you what I heard was that you have to pay for your crimes. I'm not talking about actual crimes. I'm talking about like the perceived crimes against your soul. Like maybe you betrayed yourself. You have to let that go, because that's not, is it doing you any good to hold on to guilt or those feelings? No. What's the advice from Spirit? Well, geez, King of Wands. It's time to regain your sexuality, your attractiveness, because it's always been there, but it's not about regaining it, but it's reinvigorating it. It's bringing it out to the surface. It's channeling. See, his hands are kind of channeling this fire energy all the way up. It's when I see something go up the middle of the body, it's kind of like the alignment of the chakras, right? So it's kind of like your passion center rising from the base to the crown. It's your time now, and Spirit is telling you to own it. Own your fabulousness. King of Wands is somebody that is very experienced in their suit. The kings are always the most experienced of their suits. The Wands energy represents fire. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius energy. Think about those characters in your life. If you know any of those placements, those people are pretty bold, right? They don't let a lot stop them, and they don't let a lot of people tell them what for. You know, they're pretty determined people. So it's almost like channel your inner King of Wands at this time, that it's time. It's the perfect opportunity now to be motivated to make a change in your life, to allow this chapter to end, to let go of what isn't serving you, to unblock yourself. This King of Wands is clarified by the Seven of Wands in reverse. Seven of Wands is a card of blocking energy, like trying to hold them all off, right? All of these kind of points coming at you, and you've got yourself in a protective mode in the upright, but you got this card in reverse. So it's kind of like we're putting all the defenses down now. We're putting all the defenses down so that we can allow this power center to come through, to allow this confidence to come through. It's really important. No one else can do it for you. You have to find that inner resolve within you. But, you know, I have a feeling, Scorpio, that it's not that people haven't been telling you that you're awesome. I think people have been telling you, but maybe it's kind of difficult for you to believe. I picked up this little tiny pyrite infused lapis lazuli, little teeny tiny heart, but it's blue and it's cold. Right? We want to get back into this fire quartz energy, right? Something really, really broody and dark and deep and red and sultry, just like a Scorpio, right? Just like a Scorpio. So that's your love reading, Scorpio. I hope that resonated with you. I'm going to shuffle for an oracle card for you. It's not the easiest deck to shuffle because they're all shaped like hexagons, but I do my best. Okay. It's going to be about discipline. You got Saturn. It's all about discipline, but this scythe here, I'm going to tell you, you showed up in your own reading because Scorpio in the tarot is represented by the Death card in the major arcana. And here's the scythe that he holds. Showed up in your own reading. Pisces showed up in their own reading as well. They got the moon. So Saturn is typically known as Father Time, the entity that makes us go through some difficult phases. But if we're obedient to ourselves, or disciplined to ourselves, over time we shall be rewarded. That's Saturn's MO. So I'm going to read from the book now. And this deck is by Kim Krans, the amazing Kim Krans. Saturn, structure, authority, consequences. Saturn is known as the great ruler, the authoritative father, and the structuring force. Limitations, rules, logistics, and laws all fall under Saturn's claim. and they insist on our adherence. Saturn constricts, it corrects, it governs. The force of this planet is mind-bogglingly frustrating, especially for creative types, as it can feel like one limitation after another, yet its ability to support is unmatched. No creative project can come to be without the Saturnian qualities of commitment, endurance, and steadiness. The tick of the clock reminds us of this planet's steadfast presence, eternally measuring. It's no surprise it's associated with the metal lead and the qualities of density and weight. To embrace Saturn is to embrace the foundation and become one's own central authority. It's not as dull or as easy as it sounds. That's Saturn's secret. Saturn is deeply related to time and chronology. It's linked to the Greek god Kronos and to Father Time. Consider your relationship with the clock today, and above all else, don't be late. Don't be late. That's your reading, Scorpio. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. I greatly appreciate it. Bye, Scorpio.